Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naranjaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaivam Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato Jayamudiraye
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Ashtiprayesu Bhadresu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhagavate Uttama Sloke
Bhaktin Bhavatir Naisiti
Bhaktin Bhavati Nishchiti
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, text number 19. The chapter name is The Cosmic Manifestation and the chapter name is The Lord in the Heart. So please repeat the sloka behind me. Itthaṁ munis tūparamed vyavasthito
Itthaṁ munis tūparamed vyavasthito
vijñāna-dṛg-vīrya-surandhitāśayaḥ
vijñāna-dṛk-vīrya-surandhitāśayaḥ
sva-pārṣṇināpīḍya gudaṁ tato anilam
su-pārṣṇināpīḍya gudaṁ tato anilam
sthāneṣu ṣaṭsūnnamayej jita-klamaḥ
sthāneṣu ṣaṭsūnnamayej jita-klamaḥ.
Word by word meaning, please repeat begin me. Itthaṁ, thus by Brahman realization.
Thus by Brahman realization.
Muniḥ,
Muniḥ,
the philosopher.
the philosopher.
Tu, but. Uparamet, should retire. Vyavasthitaḥ,
Vyavasthitaḥ,
well situated.
well situated.
Vijñāna-dṛk,
Vijñāna-dṛk,
by scientific knowledge.
by scientific knowledge. By
Vīrya, strength.
strength.
Su-randhita,
su-randhita,
well regulated.
well regulated.
āśayaḥ,
āśayaḥ,
aim of life.
aim of
sva-pārṣṇināpīḍya,
sva-pārṣṇināpīḍya,
with the heel of one's foot.
with the heel of
āpīḍya,
āpīḍya,
by blocking.
blocking.
gudaṁ, the air hole.
the air hole.
tataḥ, thereafter. anilam,
anilam,
life air.
life air.
sthāneṣu,
sthāneṣu,
in the place.
in the place.
ṣaṭsu, six primary. Unnamayat,
Unnamayaḥ,
must be lifted.
be lifted.
Jita-klamaḥ,
Jita-klamaḥ,
by extinguishing material desires.
by extinguishing material desires.
Translation. Please repeat behind me. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanamani S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Translation, please repeat behind me. By the strength of scientific knowledge,
By the strength of scientific knowledge,
one should be
one should be
well situated in absolute realization.
well situated in
well
absolute
situated in the
realization,
absolute realization,
and thus be
thus be
and thus
able to extinguish
able to
able to
stumble
extinguish
all material desires.
all material
all
desire.
material desires.
One should then
One should then
give up the material body
give up
of
the
the material body
by blocking the
by
by
blocking
blocking the
air hole
air hole
the
through which
through which
stool is evacuated
fuel is evacuated
with the heel of
the heel of
one's foot,
one
and by lifting the
by
and
lifting
by
the
lifting the
life air from
life air from
one place to another
one
one
place
place to another
in the 6 primary places.
in the six
places.
Purport. There are many Duratmas who claim to have realized themselves as Brahman and yet are unable to conquer material desires. In the Bhagavad Gita 18.54, it is clearly explained that an absolutely self-realized soul becomes completely aloof from all material desires. Material desires are based on the false ego of the living being and are exhibited by his childish and useless activities to conquer the law of material nature and by his desire to lord it over the resources of the 5 elements. With such a mentality, one is led to believe in the strength of material science with its discovery of atomic energy and space travel by mechanical vehicles. And by such tiny advancements in material science, the false egoist tries to challenge even the strength of the Supreme Lord, who can finish all men's tiny endeavor in less than a second. The well-situated self or Brahman realized soul perfectly understands that the Supreme Brahman or the personality of Godhead is the all-powerful Vasudeva and that he, the self-realized living being, is a part and parcel of Supreme Whole. As such, his constitutional position is to cooperate with him in all respects in the transcendental realization of the served and the servitor. Such a self-realized soul ceases to exhibit his useless activities of attempting to lord it over material nature. Being scientifically well informed, he fully engaged himself in faithful devotion to the Lord. The expert yogi who has thoroughly practiced the control of the life here by the prescribed method of a yoga system is advised to quit the body as follows. He should plug up the evacuating hole with the heel of the foot and then progressively move the life air on and on to 6 places: the navel, abdomen, heart, chest, palate, eyebrows, and cerebral pit. Controlling the life air by the prescribed yogic process is mechanical, and the practice is more or less a physical endeavor for spiritual perfection. In olden days, such practice was very common for the transcendentalist. For the mode of life, the characteristics in which in those days were favorable. But in modern days, when the influence of Kali age is so disturbing, practically everyone is untrained in this art of bodily exercise. Concentration of the mind is more easily attained in these days by the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. The results are more effective than those derived from the inner exercise of the life here. Om Dasa. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshul-mritamyena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavad Ashasha Desha Tarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sukadeva Goswami was continuing his explanation how to concentrate on the Supreme Lord who is there in the heart in this entire chapter. And here in this chapter, in this sloka, he is explaining that how the one person, the yogic person, how he need to control his life here within his body. And he is in the first line, he's explaining that by strength of the scientific knowledge, one should be well situated in absolute realization and thus be able to extinguish all material desires. So to come into the stage of the spiritual realization, one must be cease from the material desire, extinguish from the material, all the material desires. So it is not very easy for the human being to stay away from this material desires. There are some people still in this material world. They are claiming that they are self-realized soul, Brahman realized soul. They are the realized souls. But because of their word jugglery, people are the mundane people who are, because of their sentimental attachment, they are getting a prey of their words and they are fall in the again in the material plane. So those people, there are many such people in this Kali Yuga. In the name of transcendentalist, but they are not transcendentalist because they are still unable to conquer their own material desires. So in Bhagavad Gita 18.54, Krishna is saying how the transcendentalist will be there. What is the qualification? How he will be there? So in 18.54, Krishna is saying, Brahma bhuta prasannatma na sochati na kankshati samaha sarveshu bhuteshu mat bhaktim labate param. What Krishna is saying here, one who is thus transcendently situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He is never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed towards every living entity. In that state, he is attained pure devotional service unto me. So, devotional service means only to the Supreme Lord and not with the other any demigods. So here, Krishna is clearly saying that pure devotional service we can do only with Lord Krishna. We can't do the pure devotional service with any other demigods. With other demigods, if you worship, the people are worshipping other demigod means there must be some material expectation from the demigods, so that they understand that if they go and worship their demigod, then the demigod will satisfy with my tapasya. Then they will provide they will sanction the material, whatever the material desire I am expecting. So if you see in the history, there are many demons. They also meditate upon the demigods. Somebody meditate upon Lord Brahma, somebody meditate upon Lord Shiva, somebody meditate upon Lord there are multiple people, they are meditate upon the multiple demigods. But if you see their intention is, many of their intentions, they wanted to live long. They wanted, nobody should kill me, and I want more opulences, material opulences. Only their desire is like that only. These are their desires. They are beyond their self material expectation. They won't ask any transcendental or any spiritual benediction. They won't ask from the benediction boon. They won't ask from the demigods. And also, the demigod also cannot give any boon, even for this material life. Also, they cannot give. So Hiranyakashipu, when he was asked for the mortality, I should not die in this material world. Nobody can kill me. In that way, they asked. Even Brahma was laughing at him. He told that even myself, I'm not going to live long. I'm also subject to death. So how can I can give the boon, so you will be live long. So this is the way nobody can compare in this material world. So if demigods cannot provide such kind of benediction to living beings. So the living beings also who is going to demigods, there must be some material motive behind that. But with a pure devotional service, one can, if one wanted to serve there is the relationship between the purport. Prabhupada is saying that there is a relationship between the Lord and the living entities, because the living entities are part and parcel of the Lord. There is a relationship between Lord and the living entities. What is the relationship? That is the served and the servitor. So the Lord to be served and we are the servitors. So we are, our position is to serve the Lord. So if the person who understands perfectly this, I am the servant of the Lord, I need to serve. My position is one is serve the Lord. I'm not here to enjoy any material things. I'm not here to enjoy, even in the material world or spiritual world, either of the places, I need to serve the Lord only. Other than that, I don't have any other self-motivation. That kind of persons are the self-realized persons. So here, Prabhupada, the Krishna is mentioning the same here only. So who are the one realize the Supreme Brahman become fully joyful. Because why they are joyful? Because our body is, our original, our soul is Satchitananda Vigraha. And the super soul, the Supreme Lord, his body also Satchitananda Vigraha. So soul and super soul are the same quality, only difference in the quantity. So since it is a Satchit Ananda, means it is eternity, Sat means eternity, Chit means full of knowledge, and Ananda means bliss. So eternity, knowledge, and bliss. This is the combination of our soul. So by nature, our soul's quality is full of bliss. So Ananda is full of joyful. So when the one person who self-realized and understand his position, they will always in the joyful mood, because they understand his original, they realized their original position, they realized who they are. So since they understood that their self-realized souls, they raise their positions, who they are, they won't lament for any other things, anything, nothing, they lament for nothing. So it's always in the joyful mood, and so that kind of state of mind, that person can do the devotional service to the Lord. Pure devotional service that person can do, because there won't be any self-motivated expectation from the Lord. Only their thing is, how can I satisfy the Lord? That is the only intention for the pure devotee of the Lord. The pure devotees always think that, how can I serve the Lord? They won't beg anything from the Lord. Okay, I want this dress, I want this material appearances, money, I want this, I want that. They won't ask any of the things. Their only motivation is, how can I serve the Lord so that Lord can be satisfied. Lord can be satisfied and he will be happy. So this is the only thing. Because the servant always, if you see the servants of the, if you see any of the richest person, the servants will be there for them. So the servants always take care of them, the entire thing. Okay. They also know their mood. So now what they want. If the servant, if the owner, is shaking his hands, or if he showing his eyes, immediately the servant can understand, okay, what he want now. So immediately he will serve. And by seeing his face only, he will serve. Okay, sometimes he may need water. So without asking, that person won't ask. Sometimes the person won't ask, I need water, immediately, but he will give the water to the person. Why? Because he understands the mood of the person, because he is always serving the person. So he understood that the more I serve, so the more I can read the quality of the person. So if I give something, then that person is satisfied and he need that in the particular time. So he will give that to the person. So even in if you see the mother and child, so in that mother and child situation also, sometimes the child may have to cry to get the food. But the Lord and the servitor, Lord and the servant, servitor and the servant, servitor and the served, in that mood, there won't be any, Lord never have any time to ask something, because Lord is fully satisfied. He is fully opulented. He won't expect anything from the devotee. But the devotee, he will understand the Lord's mood and he will serve whatever the Lord's mood. How, if I give something, then Lord will be satisfied. How the Lord will be happy. So in this material world, if you want to satisfy the Lord, the only thing is, first we need to connect with the Lord. The second thing is, if you take the people who are all the non-devotees, who are not aware of the Lord and who are not aware of what is the purpose of life, if you take such person towards the Lord will be more happy, because the servant's mood is always, the servant is to serve the Lord. So service, the Lord mission is in this material world is to take back the fallen conditioned souls to the supreme abode, which is in the spiritual world. If we are helping to Lord to serve in this way, to take those kind of fallen souls towards the Lord, to understand to understand what is Bhagavad Gita, what is Bhagavatam, what is God, what is the soul, what is the relationship between the soul and the super soul. So if you are able to give this knowledge to others and bring that person towards a bhakti, then that is the topmost transcendental activity Lord is expecting from us. So that is the topmost service Lord is expecting from us. So if you are able to satisfy that, then Lord will be more happy. So that is the way the servant of the Lord, the pure devotees of the Lord, wherever they are, their mood will be like that only. So yesterday, there is a forward I got from one of the group, in one of the ISKCON Guru, His Holiness Jayapada Swami Maharaj. His bodily is he was not well, and he was in ICU for a couple of weeks. And a couple of days back, the doctor allowed him to come out from the room. So when he was in the wheelchair, and when he came out, the servants take him out of the room. When he came out from this, when he was the hospital only, he came out from the room, he saw the couple, Bengali couples. He's in Calcutta. A Bengali couple, they were in the next room, they were there. They were outside of the room. He saw that person, people. Immediately he called them, he gave some prasadam, he gave the mala, he gave the card. There the Hare Krishna mantra is there, he gave them, and he asked to chant them. Chant 1 of 8 rounds, and it will be good for your spiritual progress. Like that, he asked that person. So that person, the people also very much happy by seeing that he has such a great soul, such a pure devotee of the Lord. Directly, he is giving the instruction to a person who is there in the hospital. So they are also, because there is somebody in the kind of a critical situation. If you are giving some strong, if you are giving some supportive words, some moral support, then how the person will get the strength. The similar way, those couple also, they were very much worried about their bodily health. Then after meeting this Maharaj, after Maharaj gave these things, they are fully charged. They got the strength back, kind of they are feeling. Then Maharaj bless them also. So this is the way the pure devotees of the Lord always thinks about the service. How can I serve the Lord? Each and every situation. They won't think about their own bodily condition at all. Yes, Maharaj's condition was very critical. He was 2 weeks, he was in the ICU. He was in a very critical situation. And if we are in this situation, we won't speak with our family members also. But in Maharaj, he was thinking about the fallen conditioned souls. So that is the pure devotee of the Lord. So we also invite that kind of mood in us so that we can also serve the Lord, we can satisfy the Lord. So the only thing in this material world we have to do is always we need to think about how can I satisfy the Lord. If you are not in that level, we need to think about how can I satisfy my Guru. So we should have the Guru in this material world. Without a Guru, it is like we are like a license. Without license, we are suppose there is always the Prabhupada used to give the example of wearing the Kandimala. So wearing a Kandimala means there is 3 rounds of Kandimala we are wearing here, the neck, the Tulasi Mala. So it means we are following that means there is a Guru, there is a Sadhu, Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. For this, we are following these 3. That's the reason the 3 rounds of Kandimala we are wearing. So if you are somebody wearing this, if you are seeing that, it is kind of, even the Yamaraj also not come to that near to that person, because that person has the Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. He is not belongs to Yamaloka. He will go to Vishnu Loka. So he is a servant of the Lord. Do you understand that? This is the understanding that person is a servant of the Lord. So for example, if there is a lot, Prabhupada is comparing that with a dog with a belt. So if it is if you see compare the street dog and a dog within somebody's house, the owner used to put a belt towards or around the neck of the dog. So even though the dog is going out, if the municipality people will come to catch hold of the dogs, so if they see the dog with the belt, they will leave that dog. Yes, if somebody owner is there, that owner will take care of the dog. So we don't want to worry about that. And other dogs, the street dogs, they will catch hold and they will take it. So why they are doing that? Why they are leaving the dog? Because the dog has the belt in his neck. The similar way, the Yamaraj also won't touch the person who is having the belt in the neck. So the belt in the neck, in the sense, the Kandimala in the neck, in the sense that person is following the Guru and Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, who is in the path of self-realization. So their path is, they will go to the abode of the Lord. So even Yamaraj also won't come and touch that person. So our only thing in this material world is, because in this sloka, Sukadeva Goswami is explaining about how the yogi need to leave this material body. So he need to concentrate on his life here. How he will concentrate? He need to sit on a position so that his anus can be closed by his heel, the heel of this left foot, that will close that anus, and the life here need to be he need to lift the life here. So from the multiple places, how you need to bring the life here to navel, abdomen, heart, chest, palate, and eyebrows and cerebral pit. From till here you need to bring. Then you need to leave this life here from this place, cerebral pit, so that they can attain the salvation. But in this Kali Yuga, it is not possible to concentrate all those exercises. And that's the reason in the Kali Yuga, the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, which is very easily, we can make our mind concentration. We can bring our concentration in the one place towards the Lord. And life means bringing our concentration on the life here and bringing the life here between in the other 6 places and leaving. That is also, it is one of the way to go out of this material world. But that is also very, very difficult in the current Kali Yuga. So the easy method is control our mind. The focus to bring the focus on the Lord is chanting the holy name of the Lord. So chanting the holy name of the Lord, and in that way we can also ourselves can go out of this material world very easily, because that's what all the scriptures are saying. In Kali Yuga, chanting the holy name of this is the only option. And if you give this knowledge to others without any self-motivation, self-expectation, then Lord will be happy. First of all, Guru will be happy, and Lord will be, but once the Guru is satisfied, Lord will be satisfied automatically, because Guru is a representative of the Lord, the via medium of the Lord. So we don't want to worry that why Lord is not giving, Lord, why, how can I see the Lord? We don't want to see the Lord. We need to see the Lord through ears. We need to hear from the Guru so that we can see the Lord through ears. And whatever the instruction the Guru is giving, that is directly coming from the Lord only. We need to follow the Guru's words. Then we can make our life perfect, and we can help the others also come into the path of perfection. So the only thing in this current material world, in this current Kali Yuga, is who can save us is the chanting the holy name of the Lord and distributing the holy name of the Lord. Because our soul is always in the mood of bliss, ananda. So how we can distribute the ananda? To we realized means we are be ananda, ananda. But the Kali Yuga people are always in the sufferings. They are in the mood of anxiety, always anger, anxiety, frustration. So if you give this blissful, this ananda, this Kali Yuga dharma, chanting the holy name of the Lord, and bring them in front of the Lord, then automatically they will also realize their blissful mode. They will also come into the blissful mode. So this is the topmost service we are doing in this material world to Lord. So this service won't be available in the spiritual world, because in the spiritual world, everybody in the self-realized soul. So all the other service will be there. Whatever the service we are doing here in this towards the Lord, spiritual activities, all this other service will be there. But preach to others, bring the fallen souls towards the Lord, that service won't be there in the spiritual world. It is only available in the material world. That's the reason Prabhupada started this movement, ISKCON movement. The very reason for ISKCON movement is a preaching movement, that to give the knowledge to others about the Lord, about the God, about the holy name of the Lord, give the knowledge to others so that we can bring the fallen soul back to Godhead. So that is the mission Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to this material world. We also take part of in his army. So please chant properly, nicely, and give that knowledge and give the holy name to others also, so that we will also be blissful, and all the others will be, we can make the others also blissful, and Lord also will be happy about us. Hare Krishna. Nirendra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Any doubt?